Sir, do you know why I pulled you over?
Speeding?
No, it's because your intro sucks. Please step out onto the curbside.
Hey everybody, welcome to another week of the Curbside podcast, the podcast where we talk about cars and everything to do with cars. My name is Jeff. I drive a 2004 Honda S2000 and I am your Taiwanese American Southern Californian.
Southern Californian. Hey everyone, I'm Parth, Northern Californian, drive 2016 M3. Sorry for being late, first and foremost.
Yes.
A lot of stuff happening, mostly me. I'll take the blame, Jeff.
I don't know, just a lot of scheduling conflicts this week.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of construction at our house here, and then they're making noise, and then like things happen in the evening. So it's just been all over, but we're getting the episode out. We will get it out.
Yeah, I mean, like, it might be almost in time for the next week's episode, but
Yeah.
we're doing this for you because we want you guys to have a week of our annoying voices in your ears.
Yeah, at least something to listen to on the weekend, I guess, you know?
Anyway, Parth.
Yeah, that's me. What's up?
So last week, if you
Yes.
saw the Instagram, if you follow our Instagram account, I was able to go to the OC Auto Show
Yeah, I
for
saw
free,
that.
actually, because a dealer decided to give me a free ticket. I've
Ooh.
never even been there, but I got a free ticket, so I went, and it was a lot of fun. Got to see a lot of new cars and be really up close and personal with some really nice looking Aston Martins.
I saw you saw the new Corvette.
Oh yeah.
That
Was yeah. I mean, honestly,
Does it look even better in person?
I don't know. In
What?
person, it kind of just looks like how it looks in pictures,
Oh, okay. All right.
which is the odd thing because I expected it to look a lot different, but
Yeah.
pictures kind of do it justice.
That's good, at least.
I did get to see the new Supra in person for the first time.
Yeah.
That looks a lot better in person.
Okay.
I don't know why, but when you take pictures of it,
Yeah.
just,
Yeah, I saw your post on the Supra, and you're like, it looks better in person. In the photo, I was like,
You can't take good pictures of that car for some reason.
Yeah, dude.
I don't get it. Anyway, at the auto show, I got to drive a couple of cars because they let you test drive things because they want to sell you cars.
Yeah.
And so I took this as an opportunity to be like, what cars have I not driven and what cars do I want to drive? Didn't get to drive too many, but I did go and take advantage of the Range Rover, Land Rover,
Ooh.
Jaguar booth.
Ooh. Which Range Rover? Did you drive Range Rover?
Yeah, I drove the Range Rover, the
Okay.
big one. The guy was
big
like,
one.
hey, so which one do you want to drive? And I was like, the big one. The guy was like, is that what it says on the back? It's just the Range Rover, the big one? I was like, yes.
The big one.
And dude, okay. I wanted to talk about this because I've never driven a Range Rover before.
They're fantastic.
And
yeah.
I've always loved Range Rovers because you see, they're pretty much the Rolls Royce of SUVs.
Yeah.
And they're extremely capable, and I admire them from afar. But when I got this chance to drive it, I jumped on it, and oh my gosh,
It's nice, yeah?
it's like you're floating on a cloud, dude.
Yeah.
Like he was like, hey, put the suspension all the way up
Uh-huh.
in off-road mode. I was like, oh cool, and I'm like, dude, I'm driving a large building here. But then, like, the steering is so light, and the seats are so comfortable, and the air suspension, oh my gosh, it's just floaty and soft. It's fantastic. It's literally like running across a field of marshmallows. And I thought to myself, like, maybe I shouldn't be test driving these cars. Because I find myself
Why?
really wanting a Range Rover.
Yeah. That's true.
But with that thought being said, I wanted to talk about this week, starting off, about cars that we have maybe test driven and that have surprised us, or maybe cars that we want to drive.
Ooh. Dude, there was a car that I test drove that surprised me. And then I really liked it. Shoot. I'm thinking. It'll come to me. But in general, though, like, I don't know. It's like you want to drive all the cars, you know? Any kind of car you can try to like get your hands on, you'll drive it. I've driven a VW Bug, just because I was like, yo, you know, I want to give that a chance too, you know, just to experience it. Even though I have no affinity for it, no nothing, I've driven it. The only car I probably won't want to drive is a Prius.
Actually, I do want to drive a Prius.
Why?
Just to see how bad it is.
Just to experience why people do this to themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I would want to drive any car, but like, what cars are like you really, really want to drive?
Really want to drive? Damn.
I mean, this is gonna be it probably would be a long list, but something that stands out, I think.
I want to drive an Enzo.
Ooh.
The
yeah.
classic F60 Enzo. I've always, that's always been, and I think it always will be, no matter how old it gets, you know, that'll always be like the ultimate for me. Because when that car came out, like, oh my God, like I insta fell in love with it. And to this day, I still have an Enzo poster in my room hanging. The thing's battered, it's bent, but I still have it up on my wall just because it's an Enzo. I hear that car is like just so, I mean, probably not as raw as the F40 and stuff, but...
Oh, the F40.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that one's I also want to drive.
Right? That's a legend. Yeah. Everyone's like, you have to.
But
you have to experience
okay, so if I had the opportunity to drive an Enzo or Ferrari, an Enzo or a F40.
They're both Ferraris. But...
an Enzo or F40, that would be a very difficult day. I'll put it that way. Like, if they said you can only choose one, like I would probably lean towards the Enzo just because it's always been like my poster car. But at the same time, like, do I want to experience or meet my hero? You know that saying, Jeff? Like sometimes you don't want to meet your heroes because they let you down.
Yeah.
So maybe drive the F40, but I don't know.
I don't think it'll let you down.
That's what I would say. Like it's a type of car where it's like, I don't think it'll let me down though. You know? But Enzo, dude, yeah, that's the one car. Like, even if somebody says like 50 years from now when the car's like falling apart or you know it's old as shit and everyone thinks, oh yeah, I remember Enzo, yeah, that they only made 600 some horsepower, you know, back in those days, and like, you know, cars making like 2,000 or something like out of the factory, but I'd still be like, let me drive that Enzo.
For me, you know, obviously, I want to drive an NSX.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that a mile away.
Both the new one and the old one. Hey, you got to drive an NSX, huh?
The new one. Dude, that's the one that surprised me. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. That's the one that surprised me. Yeah, because I'm not as big of a NSX fan as you, right? Like, I'm like, yeah, okay, NSX cool. Like, I respect what they did and I respect what they stand for. And, you know, if you ever have extra money in the day, sure, I would love to have a old school NSX, but nothing like crazy. And then we went to the dealership and my dad wanted to check it out. And then the guy was like, I'll take it for a test drive. And we're like, a bet? We're down? Like, we're not going to say no. So we took it for a test drive. And I was blown away. I thought it's going to be like an insulated kind of like... I thought it was just going to be like an insulated fast Japanese car. Like, no real, like, emotions, because, you know, it's hybrid, and it has, a V6, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, it's going to be like, okay, it's just going to be like a more capable GTR. Like, you know, everyone loves a GTR. GTR doesn't really do much for me. I like them, but nothing like other people that are, you know, in love with the GTR. So I thought it was just going to be like a little bit better GTR. Oh, was I wrong? Dude, that car is so, like, it doesn't have the same, obviously it doesn't have the same kind of sound. It's like a Italian, you know, mid-engine car or something like that, but
plus V6s don't sound very
good. But that one sounds good.
Oh yeah,
in its own way, it sounds really nice. The way it shifts, it's unbelievable. It's like as if like you're shooting a gun, dude. Like it's so nice, and the whole car itself drives nice, and you can drive the shit out of it and, you know, do whatever performance car stuff, but you can also literally drive that like an Acura. It's fantastic.
Man, that's what I hear from a lot of people. I know as a fan base, people who love the old NSX, not everyone, you know, likes the new one because it's so different.
Yeah.
But I realize that every like journalist and every like car reviewer who gets in it steps out of it being like, you know, that's pretty good.
Dude, it's a fantastic car. I think the only problem with it is the price.
Yeah.
That's one thing I think Acura messed up on. If that car, like the freaking Corvette, was less than $100,000, Corvette would be having a hard time right now breaking into that market because Acura would have taken it over.
Yeah, that's true. Because like, if it was under 100,000, that would have sold like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I feel like it would have been hard to because of.
It's the hybrid, dude.
Yeah, because it's got so much technology in it. It's taking all that like Ferrari, LaFerrari, and Porsche 918.
Yeah.
And that kind of hybrid technology and just like shoving it down to a 150 grand price point.
I forgot who it was. I think it was a YouTuber. Either it was Chris Harris or James May. I forgot who it was. But they were like, it's a poor man's 918. And when I drove it, I haven't driven a 918, but I'm like, okay, I could see that. Like, like that's probably the closest I'll ever get to driving a 918.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a nice car, dude. But I honestly think they should have just, I don't know, maybe ditched the hybrid system to make it cheaper. But like the price just doesn't make sense. And you can tell now with the market, those things drop when they come out.
Yeah.
And then you can
Keep
buy
dropping.
a used one with very low
day.
miles. Yeah, you will, dude, because they overprice the shit out of it.
Someone give me money quick. But yeah, for me, that is one car that I obviously always want to drive, along with the old one. But in this case, what I really, really want to drive, I want to try driving the Ariel Atom.
You have an affinity for that car?
I do.
You do? Oh, I have none.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, cool, but like does nothing for me.
I just want to like, cause for me, I want to, especially like the original one,
Yeah.
where it was all open,
Uh-huh.
and all this like no windscreen and stuff.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to like experience that, and
Okay.
also the fact that it's like blisteringly fast.
I see. I think for me, like a big part of the cars is they have to look good, and the Ariel Atom doesn't look good to me in any way, shape, or form. Like you can say, oh, it looks like a Formula 1 car. No, Formula 1 cars look good. I would drive a Formula 1 car. That's amazing. But
I like the way it looks though.
I don't.
Like it's for what it is. I think it looks fantastic.
I'd rather drive the Caterham. What is it called? Caterham?
The Caterham?
Caterham, yeah. I'd rather drive that. That thing looks more interesting to me. Oh, you know what I want to drive, Jeff?
What?
I want to drive a freaking Raptor.
Ooh.
I want to drive one and I want to
Yes.
have one, dude. Dude, I want a Raptor.
That's the truck that makes non-truck people interested.
Dude, I'm not a truck
interested
guy.
in trucks.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I am not a truck guy in any way, shape, or form. I don't care about trucks whatsoever. But that one, dude. Screw it. If I don't even get to drive it, I'll buy it, dude. Still. Because I know it won't let me down, dude. That's one of those cars you're like, that car is just, it's good.
It's like, I have no interest in trucks. Sees a Raptor. I want that.
I want that.
I need that.
That's how it is, dude, with the Raptor.
So another car I got to drive over at the LA Auto Show was the Jaguar I-Pace.
That their EV?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
their electric car, which is really confusing because they have a car called the E-Pace that's not electric.
Yeah, I don't know what Jaguar messed up with that one.
Yeah. Anyway, so I got to drive it, same old regular electric car type deal.
Yeah.
But I was talking to the driver with me, and my friend who had come with me and he was sitting in the back, he asked him like, hey, does this have like autopilot or self-driving capabilities?
Mm-hmm.
He asked this, and the guy with us, he said this. He's like, legally, we're not allowed to say they are. they probably can. Like, they have enough technology to be like the basic autopilot,
Yeah,
But legally,
they can't call it
can't-
autopilot.
Yeah, legally, we don't want to call it an autopilot.
Yeah.
Right? The next thing he was like, we'll let Tesla figure out all the bugs with that first.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll do it.
God, I'm already getting heated.
Which brings me up to this point, okay?
Oh.
Like, we were talking about Smart Summon, right?
Yeah,
Last week. And we were talking about how you were asking if they had a beta program before they released it. And I did a bit of searching, and it looks like this was the beta program.
You serious?
Yeah. And here's the deal. Like,
Okay.
with the beta program, you want, like, select people to have it, right?
I mean, yeah, that's usually how betas work.
Yeah, you usually want to do it in a controlled environment, and if you want to do it in a actual environment to get more data, you want like a select group of people who are careful, who know what they're doing to have it.
With a
right?
select features too, like not everything
Yeah.
available.
But from what it looks like, anyone with the hardware in their Tesla, which is everyone, and the whatever for the updates,
Yeah.
anyone could get that feature. And for me, this is the thing about the way Tesla is doing things.
They don't give a shit about you, dude.
Exactly.
You freaking Tesla owners and Tesla drivers are touting around your freaking Tesla. Go shit yourself. They don't give a shit about you. They're ready to kill your ass for a beta program.
As I said last week, it's not about getting out a finished product or whatnot. I think I saw an article where Elon Musk said that Smart Summon is their most viral feature. But I feel like that shouldn't be your motivation behind it.
Elon Musk doesn't give a shit about these people, Jeff. He likes their money. He likes you Tesla owners. He likes your money. Did I tell you about my friend who drives a Tesla? She drives a Tesla. Did I tell you about that? Well, I'm gonna tell you about that because I know she doesn't listen to this. She's not gonna get pissed off or anything, because she said some shit and like it's connected to this, and it pissed me off because after this stuff, So she used to be like this. She's not a car person. Let's put it out there.
Yeah.
She's not a car person. All of a sudden now, she's a big Tesla fan. They have 2 Teslas in their family. They have 2 Model 3s, 1 blue one, 1 white one. And we're going up somewhere a few weeks back. And I'm in the M3. I'm on a like nice windy road. Dude, I'm just trying to drive my car. I'm just trying to enjoy it. And she's like, oh, the Tesla would be a lot of fun on this road too. I'm like, yeah, but Tesla's not as fun as an M3. She's like, no, it is. It's so fast. It's so quick. I'm like, yeah, but it's not just about fast and quick. Like, I don't even know why I was getting into this argument, dude. Like, I'm not going to change somebody's mind who doesn't understand, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, it's not about fast and quick because, like, fast and quick gets old. It's all about this engine. Then I, like, dropped a gear and I was like, made me smile. So she's like, yeah, that's good. But, like, the Tesla will easily keep up. I'm like, bruh. Like, what? I never said shit. Why am I? The Tesla shit, like I never said anything. Why are you trying to compare your Tesla to my M3? Like, nobody asked you. I'm just out here enjoying my car. Like, okay, congratulations. It can go accelerate faster than my car, but I don't know, dude. Like, they got the market. They got it. They got people's fancy. But it's so stupid how they have it. And the thing is, like, they're building, and I'm just gonna say it, dude. They're building off of the consumer stupidity for their own financial success.
I wouldn't say stupidity. They just don't know.
Well, okay, well, not so. I guess you can call it stupidity, or you can call lack of knowledge. Like if I was somebody, like, me and you, and I know you, you're the type of person that we get a car. If we get a car with a bunch of loaded features which are not regular to most cars, we would spend the time to look at it, read it, understand it, go through the owner's manual, and be like, because this is what it can do, this is what it can't do, this is when I should use whatever it is, this is when I shouldn't. Dude, 98% of these people won't do that. And that's what's infuriating. It's like, I can't blame Tesla as much because they're a company. They're out there to make money. I can blame the people that buy these cars, though. And then on top of that, you gotta go talk shit about my M3. Why? I didn't even ask.
Again, it's these fanboys. Like, I feel like
and
Tesla
girls, because she was a fangirl. Freaking
fan people.
Yeah.
Like, they have. I feel like it gets to a point where it gets to be such a like toxic fan base. Because here's the deal, right? Like, we were talking about the whole self-driving stuff, right?
Yeah.
We know as car people, right? I've said this before. We know as car people that this technology has been out for a long time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, the guy who was taking me out on the test drive of the I-Pace, he was saying how because he used to just go out and drive race cars for the company. And he was testing for Infinity. Mm-hmm. And over in Japan, he was doing laps around in the Infinity, the Q50.
Yeah.
And the Q50, while he was driving around, had started to memorize the lap he was driving.
Wow.
And then he was trying to like do a different line. And because the Infinity had memorized the drive he was making, it pulled him back into the same line, the same exact line
Jesus.
he was doing before. So we know that, like, this technology exists. Even in my mom's Acura RDX, it could basically drive itself on the freeway. It keeps itself in the middle of the lane very well, and then it follows the car in front, but I'm always sitting there and watching it just to make sure it doesn't go wrong.
Yeah.
And again, Acura, Jaguar, every other company, they don't call this autopilot.
Yeah, they don't.
Because when you call it autopilot, it doesn't matter what you tell the consumer or what you tell the world about this autopilot system, how it's like, oh, it's not complete autopilot. When you call it autopilot,
Yeah.
you automatically associate, well, this car drives itself.
Yeah, exactly. Self-driving.
So I was getting like pretty ticked off at this fan base because you heard the news, right? There was that one man who had autopilot on his car, and unfortunately, the car veered off and he was killed in the accident.
Yeah, it was like a few weeks or a few months back or something like that, right?
Yeah. So another Tesla owner, okay, he decided that he would go on this exact same route that the man was on autopilot.
Yeah.
And he filmed it. So right where the car had crashed, all of a sudden, the Tesla on autopilot decides to start veering off into the center divider.
What the What?
Right? And you look at the dashboard, like it starts veering off into the center divider because it's confused. He yanks it back just to so he doesn't crash.
Yeah.
And the only little warning on the dashboard was like this tiny little blue steering wheel.
What the
And that steering wheel wasn't telling him, hey, put your hands on the wheel. It was telling him the driver is interfering with the autopilot. And like what really makes me mad, okay, is that you go down and you see the comments. And they're like, well, the guy should have had his hand on the wheel, or the guy should have been paying attention, or like it's the guy's fault and whatnot and whatnot. I'm like, I'm sorry, okay?
Yeah.
But a man has died, okay? Imagine you having a family member, right?
Yeah.
And they were in this situation, and someone comes up to you and is like, well, it's his fault. How is that right in any way?
It's not. Like,
right?
Yeah.
Like,
but see, Jeff, like this kind of thing we've seen before. Like, again, it just keeps bringing me back to aviation. This has happened time and time again in aviation, all the time. Because in the aviation, autopilot and all the computers and everything, they're still not perfect, and they still make mistakes. Like, okay, nowadays, accidents and all that are a lot less, and they are mostly by the statistics caused by air incidents or air accidents are caused by pilot error. But there's still a factor that is caused by automation. And not because of a lack of knowledge of automation, but because of something that automation did that was not supposed to happen. Like, you just look at the recent 737 Maxes with their MCAS issue. That's automation. That's not something that the pilot can ever control. The thing is, like, whenever this happens, like, I'll take, for example, do you remember the Korean airline? What's it called? Asiana. The Asiana 777, it crashed in San Francisco about 5-6 years ago, something like that. They instantly tried to blame the pilots, and this always happens. They always try to blame the human factor. The issue was there's a sequence on what they call the freaking mode control panel. That's where all the autopilot information and stuff you can set up for a pilot is. They entered a certain sequence. They pressed certain buttons in a certain way, which deactivated another function of the autopilot, which never gave them an indication of the cockpit. So then the airplane started to do something that it wasn't supposed to do. And they weren't realizing it wasn't supposed to do that because they never got an indication that it wasn't supposed to do that. So, like, you look at an industry that's so advanced where you have people who are scientists, PhDs, like the smartest of the smartest working on this function. And then Tesla comes out, and then you're telling me that the only indication that guy who died got an indication was a blue steering wheel? Bruh, there's been 777s and bigger planes with a lot more things at stake crashed because of things that are a lot more simple than a blue steering wheel. Like, how have they not learned this?
Yeah, it's because, I mean, like, think about it. When you call your system autopilot, you would think your car drives itself, right?
Yes.
Because that's what autopilot means.
Yes.
And with everything in automation, for it to actually be considered working well, you have to put your trust in it. Right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're more stressed using the automated feature, why bother having automation on?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So this guy had placed his trust in this system, and, you know, the system went wrong, and unfortunately he lost his life.
Yes.
And then these people who love Tesla so much are blaming him, right? Like,
Oh, don't blame my beloved Tesla.
exactly, right? Like, this man is a man, okay? He probably had a family and everything. Tesla is a company,
Yeah.
okay? Tesla doesn't love
They
you.
don't give a shit about you, dude.
Tesla isn't gonna, you know, come to your Thanksgiving dinner and have a turkey with you or take you out and fly a kite with you. No, Tesla's just gonna sell you cars.
Yeah.
Okay? And the problem with being like a fanboy like this and letting something like this go wrong is that if you keep doing that, the company has no reason to, you know, check themselves.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the first thing to happen with that freaking driving, the autonomous, what was it called? The callback? What is it called, Jeff?
The smart summon?
Smart summon. I'm just waiting for something to happen with that then. Then they're going to blame the guy who was controlling it. Like, oh, why did he summon it when he was across the street? Why are you letting him summon it across the street? Like, why don't you you don't train these guys. You don't tell them how this works. I doubt there's even an instruction manual on how to use autopilot or smart summon or whatever the shit it is. It's so stupid. And I think the people who buy these cars and the people that stand with it, they're to blame more than the company. Because the company just gonna benefit off of your love of it. And you're paying for their car. That's all that they care about at the end of the day. You know, they can take a few allegations or lawsuits or whatever. But it's on you as a consumer to be responsible for your own device or, purchase.
Yeah,
like,
and to say to the company, like, hey, if it's not going right, fix it.
Fix it. Yeah.
And stop releasing this stuff half finished. Because this isn't like, oh, look, I forgot to code in a character for a game. No, this is, something goes wrong, you're done.
Yeah, you're dead.
This new technology and new like stuff that's coming out with cars, it is very, very fascinating and very, like, it's actually really cool. And, having it work would be nice. But it's just that on the way there, I think the lesson is just don't be the super fanboy or fangirl or sheep to these companies, because the only person you end up hurting doing that is yourself
or
the consumers.
Be the fanboy, but still hold your company responsible.
Yeah, exactly. Telling them that benefits everyone in the consumer market, right? Like, if they fix it, the other companies see what's wrong, and then they fix whatever, and then we have cars that drive themselves without, all this going wrong, and a lot less people passing away because of it.
Yeah, then they talk shit about my M3. Fucking bullshit, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, like, that's what we wanted to talk about in terms of that. Welcome to the Curbside Podcast, where we have very strong opinions about
EVs.
semi-menial things.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to our sponsored break right now so we can come back for some news.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome to our sponsored break where we get paid.
Yeah. For saying somebody's
So we can run
company's
this thing.
name. Exactly.
Yeah. What's our sponsor, Parth?
Sponsor, as the other weeks previous, is Sapien. Sapien, thank you again for sponsoring us. And you guys should check out Sapien. It's a blockchain-based social network that rewards users for high-quality content with cryptocurrency. Sign up today at www.sapien.network to start earning today. So go check them out. I've told you this so many times already. How many times I gotta go tell you guys this?
And also, I did put the Curbside Podcast on Sapien, so if you haven't signed up for that, you can give us a follow there.
Yeah.
And, as usual, the Curbside Podcast is sponsored by ourselves.
Ooh, look at that. Making moves.
You can visit us at thecurbsidepodcast.com, and if you want to help out and sponsor our show, please, you could email us at thecurbsidepodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Please help us keep the lights on. Please. And also so I could drive it at NSX one day. All right.
Back to the
let's
show.
get back to the show.
Now that we got you loose, oh, I can hear the birds waking early to say, and that is never too soon.
And we are back. Just decided to give it some,
Okay.
October vibe with that.
I see. I was very confused. I was very confused what was going on now.
Since there's always so much news about this new form of driving, I've decided to integrate this into a segment as part of a show.
EV shitters? What? I mean, EV segment?
All right, Parth, I got an intro for this, okay?
Oh,
You ready?
yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here.
You step into a world where you do not understand, where the smell of gasoline is nowhere to be found, and your V8 has been replaced with a frunk. You've just entered the EV zone.
Welcome to the EV Zone, where we talk about EVs.
Well, we should talk about the last thing in the... Actually, no, that was more of a broad topic.
Yeah.
I was talking about 737s and that, too. Yeah. Very broad.
But this week in EV news, Parth, do you know the Mirai?
Yeah, the Toyota. Yeah.
The hideous thing.
Expensive as shit as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Disgusting, nasty, ugly.
Hydrogen fuel cell, yeah?
Hydrogen fuel cell car.
Yeah.
It got redesigned.
Yeah, I saw that.
Toyota released a 2021 Mirai, what was it called? 2021 Mirai concept. And if you guys haven't seen it, look it up. It actually looks pretty good.
It looks like a car. Like, it looks good.
Yeah. Like, it looks borderline Lexus almost.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the turd bucket shit thing that, came out before.
If you're talking about makeovers, that's a real good one.
That's
right
a
there.
nice
Like,
one. Yeah.
Oh, and they did also change the drivetrain to rear wheel drive.
Oh, was it front wheel before?
Yeah. It was front wheel before.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I don't really
Yeah,
give a
just-
shit about it, except that it's hydrogen fuel cell.
They changed it to be rear wheel drive, and they say it's going to be more engaging to drive.
Nice. Okay.
So while we're on the topic of hydrogen fuel cell cars, Parth, I want to know what you think about hydrogen fuel cell cars.
I think that's the future.
Really?
More than electric cars, yes.
Really?
Yeah, because like I said, there's just too much cost production, and what do you do with batteries when the batteries die? Hydrogen fuel cell is an actually renewable resource that can be continually renewed. Because even with, what do you call that? Electricity, yeah. Electricity, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
You still have to have some form of way that electricity is produced, either, cleanly, fossil fuels, natural gas, nuclear power, whatever. Hydrogen fuel cell is an internal system that can keep providing power just from your atmosphere, and the only emission is water. That is actually the future. The problem is that technology is just way too expensive. It's way too much manufacturing, way too much, work to make one of those cars. That's why the Mirai is so expensive. But that is the actual future.
I don't know. I have a different opinion on this.
No.
Because here's the thing, okay?
Yeah.
Elon Musk actually said this. And,
Well, Elon Musk is a shitter, which we've already come to conclude now. So.
but I agree with him, okay?
Uh-huh.
Because the way, if you guys don't know, a hydrogen fuel cell car works is that it's still an electric car. You put in compressed hydrogen into its tank, and it goes to the fuel cell where it converts the hydrogen into electricity, stores it in the batteries, and then you have an electric car that theoretically you could refill really quickly because it's just like gas. You just put it in and then it goes in and then you're refilled.
And hydrogen's easy to get. Like, it's all around us.
Hydrogen. Okay, but here's the deal.
Uh-huh.
Hydrogen is all around us, but for us to use it, it's actually not that easy to obtain.
Okay.
So the way we get hydrogen right now is we take seawater and we use solar energy to split the seawater into hydrogen.
Yeah.
And then we put it into a hydrogen fuel cell, and then you convert it back into water to make electricity.
Yeah.
What you're doing is taking water, breaking it apart, and putting it back together again
Yes.
using solar power, right?
Uh-huh.
The problem is, it seems like such a terribly complicated way to make this sort of power. And the thing is, like, why not just take solar power and make it directly into electricity?
But that's inefficient.
It's not as inefficient as doing it with hydrogen. Here's why hydrogen fuel cell cars are a good thing right now. It's because we have range anxiety with regular
Yes.
electric cars.
Yes.
Because, once we're out of juice, it takes like 20, 30 minutes and whatnot to charge them. But if we keep improving charging technology and we keep improving battery technology, the need for hydrogen cars, I don't feel like is going to be there. Also, I feel like when you put hydrogen in a car, you're adding an element of danger to it, because hydrogen's extremely flammable.
But like, so's gas.
Yeah, but hydrogen's also compressed.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I mean, I still think it's because, like you said, that range anxiety though.
Yeah,
that's a big factor.
Exactly. But once we have charging stations up, and once we have better charging technology, which I'm sure we will. Like, Parth, do you remember when we would have to spend like 8 hours waiting for our phones to charge?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we could like get like
fast charge.
Like, yeah, exactly. So I'm sure it'll get to a point where down in the line where we're like, okay, it's charged, let's go.
Yeah.
And in that case, like, I don't think hydrogen's gonna be a very useful.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. I still think hydrogen might be useful.
Well, I mean, only time can tell.
Yeah. In the meantime, while we're telling that, I can tell some other news. Hey, Grant, Kia Telluride, some news. This one you might actually, you might enjoy this one though. Problem with the Kia Telluride. So, a lot of, well, it's actually not just the Kia Telluride, it's Kia Telluride and the Subaru Forester. Apparently a lot of complaints are being sent in to the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration, the NHTSA, right?
Oh, wow, why?
Yeah, so apparently their windshield is cracking very easily.
Oh, yay! Oh, that sounds safe.
Yeah, so the complaints under the NHTSA's website are under the heading Visibility and Wiper, and they describe windshields that seem to crack easily, and those cracks are said to have worsened so quickly and severely that they require windshields to be replaced. Somebody on the NHTSA web, God, they need to find a better name for that organization. They said, I'm constantly getting chips. I've never had such a brittle windshield before. Second crack in windshield in 5 months, and describes the road surfaces as being normal and paved where it happened. So apparently, like, regular cars passing by at, like, few miles an hour, if they kick up a rock, boom, windshield crack. So...
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so the Telluride and the Forester, but I still kind of like the car, though. Yeah, Subaru Forester.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know.
So it's probably a manufacturer problem.
Yeah, unless if they share the same, like, windshield or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Telluride can't do any wrong.
Yeah. The Telluride's a fantastic car.
Yeah.
It's the best car in the world, Grant.
Yeah, before we piss off Grant too much to the point that we lose his listening ship. Some other news. So, very interesting. New James Bond movie coming out.
Ooh.
No Time to Die. Very fantastic name. There's no time to die, dude. I ain't got time to die. We ain't got no time to die, dude. I'm busy out here. I'm grinding. But typical Bond movie title, No Time to Die.
That's not how I read it, but that's fantastic. Okay. I ain't got time for this. I gotta be somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Four new Aston Martins will be in the movie, and it's gonna be the DBS Superleggera, DB5, the classic Aston Martin.
I saw that at the auto show.
The Superleggera.
Oh, so nice. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Aston Martin's Lamborghini now. Superleggera. So DBS Superleggera, DB5, the classic one from the classic Bond films and everything. The V8 Vantage, the new one, and the Aston Martin Valhalla. Have you even heard of the Valhalla, Jeff?
I have not even seen the Valhalla.
I have not. I didn't even know there was some Aston Martin Valhalla until I even read this thing, dude. So
Valhalla.
Google the shit. Google the shit right now.
Googling. How do you spell?
Like Valhalla, bro. Like the common spelling.
VAL
HALLA.
HOLLA.
Okay, Valhalla.
Holla.
Okay. So if you go to the website,
maybe just Googling Valhalla doesn't really help.
No, I think you gotta add Aston Martin to that, my dude.
Aston Martin.
So if you go to their website, they're because they used to have the Valkyrie.
Oh, this car, I have seen it.
Okay, so I'm out of the loop, I guess.
Oh, Oh yeah, because they're doing mid-engine cars now.
Yeah,
I
they're
forgot.
doing their hyper performance series cars, right? So
Yeah.
they're marketing this Valhalla, aka the son of Valkyrie. I'm like, damn.
Oh.
I'm like, nice, dude. Like, that's fantastic. Because, the last one's called the Valkyrie. So
Yeah.
they call this a Valhalla. And the rear end, Jeff, looks amazeballs.
Oh yeah, look at this. Guys, look this up.
Dude, it looks like the Mercedes one that Lewis Hamilton helped develop, the one? Project One?
the Project One.
It looks kind of like that from the rear end, but better.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it
Ooh,
looks
this is.
nice.
You're right. Like, Aston Martin is Lamborghini now.
Yeah.
Look, they're doing mid-engine cars.
Yeah,
now.
but like Aston Martin always makes nice looking cars.
Honestly, that's the thing about Aston Martin is they design some beautiful cars.
Yeah. But they're
just like GT, so I feel like they're not as like hyped as
this one,
like
though.
Ferraris and whatnot. Yeah.
And on the door sill on the website, it has like a 003. That's how somebody's gonna get the 007, and they're gonna think they're freaking James Bond. They'll be coming out of their car with their toques and their toques. I just said toques, Jeff. Did you even hear that? I said they're gonna be coming out of their cars with their toques. I meant to say tuxedos, and I combined suits, and I said toques. They're gonna be coming out of
me and my toque, man. Look at this. Check out my toque.
I feel like I should copyright that word before some design company comes out with a toque. It's like a combination of a suit and a tux. A toque. Yeah, but somebody's gonna walk out of their Aston Martin Valhalla with their nice tuxedo, and they want their martini shaken, not stirred, and they have a Glock with a silencer on it in the dash.
Yes.
And they go home with a beautiful woman at the night, who you're not sure if she's bad or good, because you find that out later, because he always gets double crossed in the movies.
I like that these English companies are starting to make like these fantastic cars again. Like Lotus made the Evija.
Yeah.
That's a nice thing.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that sometime when it comes out. But yeah, I feel like I feel so bad because all these English companies don't get the love that they probably should.
Yeah.
Because Lotus is just one fantastic engineer of cars that just handle beautifully, and they're struggling to sell things right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, here's some fun news. Toyota Supra
Yes.
got a recall.
What? Why? What did they do?
Forgot what the recall was. Fantastic news telling person.
Yes.
But
We provide A1 content. And we wear toques.
but the funny thing is, it got recalled by BMW.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think, yeah. It's because they're the seat belt and connected to the chassis or the frame or something.
Yeah, something
Like the seat
that.
belts are they're breaking off of the frame of the car. So you get into an accident, GG. Yeah. And then BMW, they're.
It's a brave new world. Imagine getting your letter I bought a Toyota, and it's BMW. It's
Yeah.
Who's this for?
Who's this for?
And you know what? We've reached the hour.
Sorry if it's a little long today, boys, but we try to make it up for our lack of episode on timeness. I speak English.
And I know for this episode we did talk about more serious stuff at the beginning. So I don't know. I hope you enjoy
We need to talk about this kind of stuff, Jeff. And
Right?
we started this show as the conversation that we would have. It's just me.
Yeah,
and you.
exactly.
And that's the kind of conversation we would have. We talk about fun stuff freaking Ford James Bonds. God damn it, I can't speak today. 4 cars in a James Bond movie and Tellurides, but this all the conversations that need to be addressed because cars are a big part of our life. And apologize if we took it a little too serious, but it's something that is an issue which very few people I seem to be kind of caring about.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we like to screw around on this show, but at the same time, we like to voice our opinions on things.
Yeah. So apologies, but sorry.
Well, yeah, sorry guys for the late show. I know it's probably already the next week by the time this comes out, but we try our best to get it out, even though we have these scheduling conflicts, and I hope you can appreciate that, because we really appreciate you guys listening. So as always, you could find us at thecurbsidepodcast.com. You could find a link there for our Libsyn page that will give you all of the links to our other platforms like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, etc., etc. We also have a blog on that page that I occasionally post to, and if you want to read my more opinions on things with me rambling about stupid stuff, you could read that as well. And you can follow us on Twitter. It's at CurbsidePod, and you could also follow us at Facebook, facebook.com/thecurbsidepodcast, and also Instagram now, instagram.com/thecurbsidepodcast. I want to thank Kid Dope for letting us use his song Fast Cars and Wild Hearts as the intro and outro and middle part of our program. And as always, I am Jeff.
I'm Parth.
Remember, drive safe, and life is too short to drive boring cars.
See you later, guys.
Now just a race to keep